What's good YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Lars and Conditioning. If you're training purely for bodybuilding purposes, you're probably really wasting your time. The reason why I say this is simply because for most people, like 99.9% of you, it's ultimately really going to be a waste of time trying to get as big as jacked as possible. Why? Because it's not really going to serve you in any conceivable way. In most cases, it's probably going to hinder you. And you should absolutely build your muscle mass. However, you should not strive to be building the most optimal amount of muscle mass. You should be training to get your muscle mass up and get bigger and stronger. But you should also, do some running or cardio, stretching, other things that helps you keep you more mobile and agile. This is the problem with training purely for bodybuilding or purely hypertrophy. You're going to leave a lot of things on the table. And when you are young, 18, 19, 20, in that bracket, you're probably not going to see that as a big problem. But once you get into your 30s or 40s, and this is ultimately a video for you guys who are younger or so you can maybe get an idea of what it's like. When you get older, you naturally get more stiff, and you will probably look back and thinking, I should have done X, Y, or Z because my movement is worse now. And if I can prevent just one person from getting into the 30s while you're in your 20s now and help you move better by the time you get to your 30s, I count that as a win. And the reason why I say is because this is something I noticed myself over the years. As I got older and in my 30s right now, the more hypertrophy focused training I did, the more blocky or stiff I tended to move. Now, switching towards more strongman based training and competing in strongman, it has forced me to be more mobile and do more stretching to get a higher degree of flexibility, because some of the things that we do require a lot of flexibility to actually perform, typically over the spine and sometimes over the hip as well. And this is something that I wish I would have done when I was younger. Not necessarily specifically strongman by itself, but having a higher focus on my overall general flexibility and mobility, because these things naturally tend to go down as you age, and especially if you are training very hypertrophy focused and you actually ignore other aspects of fitness. And this is another thing when we talk about fitness. The fitness industry 10-15 years ago, it was about being fit. It was about being able to move well, have a decent amount of muscle mass, not being overly jacked. Whereas today, it's basically, if you're not 240 pounds shredded, you're small, and it has become a joke in that sense. You can find many of the so-called fitness influencers who aren't actually fit. Like, they don't have good cardiovascular health or good mobility, good flexibility. All these things that actually encompass the word fitness. But they do look great, granted. However, they are not actually living up to the word fitness and the whole definition of behind being fit. And this is a really big problem I see with if you're going to chase the bodybuilding route. Unless that's going to be your big goal or purpose that you want to do, this is why I say for the normal average person, you should not be trying to build the most muscle possible, because it's not going to help you achieve the things that you want to achieve, and it's not going to help you in the way that you think it's going to help you. Thank you for watching. Lars Conditioning, signing out.